Patrick, I guess we've got to start off with the big game tomorrow. You've played in derbies across the world. How's this one growing? How's this one?
It's growing well. I think when you look at the first year I started here, there was a massive gap between the two teams, and this year we managed to win the 2 games in the league so far. So we show that we can compete against them, and we're always looking forward to a derby game because it's special for the players, for the football club, and for the fans, of course.
Are you proud of the work you've done here? Because obviously when you first came to the club, it was in a bit of a difficult position. Results weren't great, but the way things have turned around and you're challenging at the top now.
Yeah, but this is what we're aiming for. I think when you look at the staff that we have around the players, we're working well together. We have a really good support. And then we strongly believe on what we are doing, and players buying into the project, into the way we want to play, and then when you're working well, you're working hard, you're always going to give yourself more chance of winning football matches, and it's good that we are improving year after year, and we are competing against the best team this year, and that is what makes it really exciting for us.
How's it been adapting to MLS? You get mic'd up on the touchline, you've got salary caps to deal with, you've got all these different things to juggle. I know you've got help around the club, but
yeah, of course, for somebody who's coming from Europe, I think it's really important to have a good help around, because there's some rules that is really difficult to understand or to get used to it. But after all, I think it's just about having the right people around to give you the right support, the good support, and try to make the right decision. And of course, the salary cap is something that is part of the American culture, because it's the same way in all the sports. But now we get used to it, and it's all about try to make the right decision and try to understand the way you want to play the game and making decision regarding what you want, because it's difficult to find the players that you want to fill all the boxes.
10 years ago, I think people in Europe thought it was a bit crazy to have a salary cap, and now they probably want one, given how the transfer market's been this summer. Having the designated player rule and things like that, I guess, allows you to have some big stars, but allows you to develop the game, because things, I'm guessing, have improved even the time that you've been here.
Yeah, I think the game in the MLS is completely different from 10 years ago. When you look at the quality of the international players who's come into the country, of course, that raised the level of the game. And when you look at the last 5 years, the young players who come in, and I strongly believe there will be young players who will come from all around Europe, because the quality of the MLS is good and really interesting. So I think the MLS are in a second phases, I will say it. But when you have quality players like we have in our team, who come in and bring their experience and try to help the game to develop, that is how the MLS will improve.
How are you enjoying coaching? I think it was a bit of a surprise to you a few years ago if you'd said to you you're going to be a coach.
It was a surprise, because I've never been to that position, to be honest. Because of course, when you play, you're still in action, and you don't see in yourself doing something else. But I've been putting to this position with Manchester City under 23, and I loved it. And every year I'm getting more experience, and this is something that I really love doing.
Is the ambition one day to return to Europe, to a big club, a city?
The ambition for me is to be in a club where I can do what I really want, and in a club where I have a full support, so people are believing on what I can bring to the football club, and are looking for happiness on what I'm doing. At the moment, I'm really pleased with the project that we have here in the City Group in New York, and I will enjoy it.
I was going to say, being part of the City Group must be beneficial. You've obviously got Herrera on loan, but you also have the expertise available back home.
Yeah, I think it is a big family. It is some big clubs around, and to have a support from the City Group, of course, it is important. And we're working hard. We try to work well, but at the end of the day, it's important for us here to win games, because winning games dictate how well you are doing.
Is there much crossover with Manchester City itself? I mean, Do you deal much with Pep?
I think all the coaches in the City Group are quite really busy with their domestic game. But of course, when there is a break, is always an option to go to learn from other coaches, all the coaches in a different City Group. Last year I went to spend a week, 10 days with Pep in Manchester. The next one I'm going to go to Melbourne. I think it's always interesting to go and get more experience talking to different coaches and try to open the mind a little bit more.
Do you think it's going to be quite an exciting season in the Premier League? City and the former club Arsenal are probably among 6, maybe 7 if you include Everton challenge.
Yeah, of course. I think what makes it really exciting in the Premier League is that it's really always open, and it's going to be open. And of course, they're always going to be a favourite, but there's, I think, 5, 6 teams who can pretend winning the Premier League.
City favourites, is that unfair?
I think it's you don't want to put so much pressure, but City is there with United, Arsenal, Liverpool, Tottenham. I think there's a few teams who can pretend winning the title.
You've been a coach now for a couple of years. Do you admire Arsene Wenger even more now, or do you think he's mad for staying in the job that long? It must be hard.
I always admire Arsene since I had the chance to work with him in 97. Sorry, I'm not surprised. I think he's always putting the football club before himself. Everything he's been doing it for the football club, and I don't see any reason why he should leave the football club. I think he's been doing some fantastic job, and sometimes people forget that.
And finally, with your French cap on, obviously you've got to get to the World Cup, but when you've got the likes of Mbappe and people as backups, you must be so excited to be heading into.
Yes, of course, really exciting. I think there's a really good generation of French players coming through. I think last year the majority of them had a really good years. They're getting more experience, and when you look at the way they've been playing the European Championship, you're looking forward for them to do well in the World Cup.
Patrick, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, lovely to meet you.
The coaches that I had and the experience that I'm going through at the moment is that you're learning every day. You're learning about the game, you're learning about how you deal with people around. I think this is the work that I will be still learning in the next 20 years. And I think this is the beauty of the game, and this is what I like as well.